So, Judy, would you happen to know why you were named Judy?
I was kind of named in a way. My dad's name was Jude. It was Andrew Travis, but he went by Jude as your friends call you that, and that's what you pick up. So he was named Jude, and my last name is Coburn. Coburn. That was our family name.
Coburn, beautiful.
And I was born in Chillicothe, Texas.
Where is that at?
It was I think it was bigger back then, but it's down by Vernon, Wichita, not Wichita Falls, but down in that northern part of Texas.
Oh, okay.
Not too far from the Oklahoma border.
Well, that's neat.
So that's where both sides of my family came from, along with coming from other places. But that's where they all lived at the time.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. What was your neighborhood like growing up?
My what?
What was your neighborhood like growing up?
Oh, well, we lived in what you would call kind of the old town back in the early 1940s. My dad was in the Army. He was overseas, and I was born, and we lived with my mother's mother, as did, I think, most of the families at that time, because our dads were all over in the service overseas, and we lived with, if I had this lady as my grandmother, she was also grandmother to people that weren't her grandkids, but I had 2 or 3 other grandmothers that I thought were my grandmothers, but they were really one of my cousins' grandmoms.
Oh my goodness.
But it's like all our grandmoms kind of adopted all these other kids, so to speak. And so I grew up with, mainly with my mom, my grandmom, and whoever else was living there. And my dad was in the service. He was stationed in the Army. He was stationed overseas. So I don't remember a whole lot of it, just kind of what I picked up as I got a little bit older.
Yeah.
That I was over another lady's house all the time. That wasn't my grandmom, but she was my grandmom.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
It was one of my cousin's grandmoms.
Yeah.
They were great cooks. And then we learned to do the cooking too, as we got older. It was always, something quick, hot dogs, just anything that was quick to eat.
Yeah.
Because the kids always wanted to go play. Back then, you still went to the drive-in, restaurant drive-in, and you pull in your little spot and wait for someone to come out, take your order, and that's where I met him.
Oh my goodness.
Sitting there in the car, and you just start talking to the people in the car next door.
So did he walk up to your car, or did you walk up to his?
We were just sitting there talking across the cars.
Oh,
we
you were
weren't
in
even
your
out of
car.
the cars, yeah.
Oh, you were in your car.
Yeah, we're just sitting there at A&W Root Beer, waiting for my hamburger and Coke, and he was waiting in the car next to me.
That is
and
so
you just
neat.
start talking to each other. I don't think people do that today, but back then it was natural. You'd just talk to anybody that drove up beside you and chit-chat for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then you leave, and they leave, and then you may run into each other again somewhere.
Sounds like wonderful times, right?
So it was nice and calm and
peaceful.
just, there was no stress, no that. You didn't worry about anything. I was teaching school in Roswell, and I had a 3rd grade class, and it was late, and I was hungry, and I went to, instead of cooking, you go out to grab something. And he came over, and it was summertime, kind of like, I had the windows rolled down. And he asked if we talked for a little bit. He came over to the car and introduced himself. And he said, "Do you mind if I sit and eat with you?" Oh, no. I mean, back then you could do that, and you wouldn't have to be scared to death of who's getting in the car with you.
Yeah.
So we sat there and talked and ate hamburgers at A&W Root Beer.
Oh.
So, and we started going out.
How long were you guys married for? How long have you guys been married for now?
Oh, it was, I guess the next year we got married. We didn't get, we got married in July the 8th of, I think it was the 8th. No, it was the 12th, because my birthday was the 8th. His birthday was July the 9th.
Oh, no way.
Oh, yeah.
One right after the other.
Talk about coincidence.
Yeah, right.
And so we said, well, for everybody to come, we can't do it on the 10th or the 7th. So we went 8, 9, and we did it on the 12th, which was a weekend. So our birthdays and anniversary are all right in line.
Oh, that's wonderful. It made it simple, right? It made life simple. He couldn't forget anniversary, right?
You couldn't forget birthday or anniversary.
That's really neat. That's really neat, Judy.
We kind of did it on purpose, too.
Did you really?
Yeah, so we wouldn't have to worry about remembering it. It would be all in one little group.
Yeah, because most people, such as myself, horrible with dates. Yeah, unfortunately.
And we made sure it was on the weekend so people could come to the wedding. So that's kind of why we skipped a couple of days there. We said, well, they can't leave the base during the week. And we were in Roswell, New Mexico. I was teaching 3rd grade, and he was in the Air Force there. So we said, we can't do that. Plus, we got to get his parents out from Alabama. And then my mother lived in Texas, so we did that. My dad got a job with a cotton company. The person that owned it, seemed to adopt a lot of us. I mean, I got a wedding gift years and years and years later from him. And
what did you get?
I was shocked.
Do you remember what you got?
Yeah, I thought, oh my God, he still keeps track of us. And, of course, I wrote thank you cards and stuff. But he didn't adopt or hire just our dads. He ended up kind of hiring the whole family, not as a job, but he knew us. He knew what kids belonged to who and all of this. So it was more like he adopted.
Yeah.
And was, we'd get birthday cards. I got a wedding gift from him.
Wow.
When we got married.
Do you recall what that wedding gift was?
Yes.
What was it?
It was a kind of a gold-colored bowl with a little tiny base, and then it went up a little bit, and then the bowl was up here. I still have it.
Do you really?
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And it's my mom one time. She said, "No, Mr. Underwood keeps track of all you kids. He knows who and what you're doing." I said, "Well, I believe that."
Well, what a good guy, let me tell you.
One of my uncles that had still been alive at that point stayed in contact with him. And he seemed to hire the whole family. All our dads, after they got out of the service, all lived up there. He had about 5 of our uncles working for him. I had a sister, and she was born in 1951, and she ended up dying when she was about, 6, 7.
Oh,
she had a
I'm sorry to hear
disease that they could not control and treat.
Yeah.
She had aplastic anemia. Mr. Underwood owned them, or had access to an airplane. So a lot of times when my sister needed to get to a doctor, which was in Dallas, Fort Worth area, he had that pilot on alert day or night of any time that my sister needed to go down for treatment or see the doctor.
Judy, so let me ask you this. What has been one of the hardest moments in your life, and how did you overcome it?
I guess my husband had fallen at the house, and I called 911, and they sent an ambulance out, and they put him in the ambulance to take him to the hospital, and then they told me what hospital they were going to take him to. And so I had to get the keys and everything, and I said, tell them I'll be there right behind you. Of course, he can go faster than I can, stuff. So he went, and my husband quit breathing on the way there.
Oh.
And but he had fallen and hit his head, and anyway, the ambulance took him, and I was like, as soon as I got my billfold and grabbed some medical records, because I always kept medical records ready, and I grabbed those and was right behind him. Of course, I didn't go the speed limit the ambulance was going, but I got there, he had already passed away. And they had tried they revived him a couple times in the ambulance, and it was just no use. They just couldn't keep it, something going. And so I think that was the hardest time.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely something hard to overcome as well.
But, not being there when he passed away, I think was hardest. But they tried. So that's all they could do.
Yes, ma'am. So sorry to hear that, Judy. And Judy, let me ask you, what has life taught you that you wish more people understood or knew?
I think, like, no matter what comes up to you that affects you, you can overcome it and keep moving and keep going. Don't give up. Do what you can. And you can get through anything.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
But losing my 9-year-old sister, was really hard. So, and of course my parents. But for hers, she was so young. And, she didn't get to live her life. But it was what God intended. So that's what I accept.
Ms. Judy, what do you think the world needs a little more of today?
I'd love to see a world that, let's all live together and you get along and become maybe not real close friends, but tolerant of the others. We still have wars going on, and a lot of innocent people get killed that should not have a peaceful world.
And when it comes to defining words, how would you define success?
Success, I think if you're happy what you're doing, if it's sweeping floors and you like doing it, that's okay. And take what makes you pleased, live with it, and be kind to others. You don't have to be best buddies, but you can be nice to each other. And you see so many people that just, it's like they can't stand anyone. And it's me, instead of us.
Yes, ma'am.
Or that's the way I look at it.
And Judy, what would you say you're most proud of in your life?
I think working with the kids that I worked with at school. I worked with special education, taught special ed classes, and worked with children that the world's dealt a bad burden on them, handicapped, brains, aren't normal, low IQs. Somebody will have to take care of them the rest of their life. And a lot of that. I'd like to just see a world that everybody can live in peacefully.
Judy, did you guys ever, and I'm sorry, I forgot to ask you, but did you and your spouse ever have children?
Oh, yes.
Yes?
No girls.
No girls, all boys?
2 boys.
2 boys.
One lives in San Diego and one lives here.
Oh my gosh.
So
what a
close.
blessing, right?
So,
Any grandchildren?
Oh, a few. I have 2 granddaughters that live here in Temecula, and I have a granddaughter and a grandson that live in San Diego.
Oh my goodness.
I don't see them very often.
Well, I'm going to take it another step. Do you have any great-grandchildren?
No.
No, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, that's awesome. That's a wonderful. Let's say you're talking to your grandchildren right now. Years down the road, they turn around and they come up and they watch this video. You let your 2 sons know, hey, I've got this video where I'm talking here. Your grandchildren come up and they want to see grandma talk or great-grandma talk, right? What would you tell them right now? What would you tell your great-great-grandchildren that one day will be on this earth?
Oh my gosh. First, I love you. I don't have any great-grandchildren. I have grandkids. But for great-grandkid, the other on down, just get along with your mom and dad. You're going to get angry with them, but it's just minor. Because you can't go to the movie and you want to go to the movie, so to speak. So enjoy your family life and live your life the way you would like to.
Yes.
If you can't make it to that final point of being where you really want to be, just work a little harder. You'll get there. And I love you.
Oh, it's beautiful. Beautiful. Now, Judy, tell me, what's something you've always wanted to do in life that you've never had a chance to do?
Oh my gosh. It would be nice to get on a ship and just go from here to there, really see the world. You know, I've seen little parts, you go see little sections, but to just take a cruise of some sort or plane and part of it, just seeing all the parts of the different parts of the world.
Is there any specific part that you really want to visit one day?
Oh, I'd love to go down to Australia.
Australia.
Down there. We've been to Hawaii, Alaska. Alaska's a ball. My husband and I did that. We came back and next year we took the grandkids. It was peaceful, seeing the mountains, and you're looking across all kind of like flat land and the mountains are behind it. It's just a beautiful place.
So, Miss Judy, I wanted to ask you, would you be open to allowing us to follow up with you in the future in case we were able to make that Australia thing a reality for you?
Australia?
Hopefully in the future I can do that for you.
Okay.
And I just want to ask if I could follow up with you in the future.
Oh, sure.
If in case that's something we can do for you.
Okay.
Yeah, well, thank you for that. So, Miss Judy, I'd like to know, how would you like to be remembered?
Oh, gosh. Just as a caring person that enjoyed life. No matter who the people are, you can find good points in everyone.
And Miss Judy, my last question for you would be, if you can give your younger self advice, what would that be?
Loosen up a little more. Because I was outgoing and stuff, but not that appointment that I was later. So kind of open up, enjoy being with someone you don't know.
And Judy, any last words that you want to say before we wrap this up today?
Oh, enjoy life and take it as it comes.
Yeah. Well, Judy, I want to thank you so much. Like I told you earlier, you were one of the people that helped make Say It Forward a reality for me. So I'm very grateful. It's something near and dear to my heart, and I want to thank you for opening up and for being you, and allowing to have emotions, and you could see the beauty from within you. So thank you for that.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much.